Well, hello, Tim Nelson, and I'm out here at that dead end of the road spot. Not the one way up in the hills, but just below where I had a hard time with getting my van in and out. Last week I went and spent a night over on the other side of the hill there. Figured I'd come out here tonight. That place I spent where I had a little trouble with the trees in my van, there's already some people up there. So let me get this camera off the tripod and I'll show you around camp here. Oh, just getting my fire started. It's 8:15. Probably recognize that road where I came in. That little bald spot on the hill will be showing up in some of my videos here and there. And the hill over there on the other side of that one, that's where I was camping last week, and I haven't posted that video yet, but I'll get it up before this one. I've had to chalk up my wheels a little bit. See that one there? I don't want to go over that edge. Wouldn't take much rolling to get me going. So I'm kind of taking some precautions. And this is how I got things leveled out this time. Kind of went up on some cement and had a few rocks for a ramp. Got another rock back there blocking the other wheel, so I got all my wheels blocked. I shouldn't roll in the middle of the night, and if I do, I'll probably never post this video, because I'm going to go way down over the side here if I do. We'll show you what that looks like. So it's a bit of a ways down there, and I don't want to wind up down there. So, tomorrow morning, I'll probably go hike up that trail there a little bit, see where that goes. Probably won't go too far, but I'll drag the camera along and show you what it looks like back in there a little ways. There's still huckleberries up on the hill. Those aren't huckleberries, but they're farther up. So, get this back over on the tripod. You can see I'm fairly level. So yeah, it's not too bad of a camp. Kind of like it back in here. It's get a little pinstriping on the van coming through the bushes. It's road's getting a little overgrown, but I kind of like finding spots that way, because usually people don't come down in here. But there has been people here. I'm going to be cleaning up some of their garbage in the morning. There's not a whole lot around here though. This spot isn't very well trashed out. Last week when I was heading out in the woods, I was coming up through the parking lot, and some guy had his little kid, he's probably 8 years old or so, wheeling an old tire on the rim, had him shove it down into the bushes. So, you know, heck of a thing to teach your kid, you know, come out in the forest and dump your trash. So, anyway, I'm going to shut this off and get the rest of my camp set up. Stoke that fire a little bit. So, I'll see you in a little while. Well, I was just checking my camera, see why it wouldn't focus, and evidently I must have bumped the switch on my lens because it was set for manual focus. So, I guess you can see me a little better now. But figured I'd get out and explain why everything was so out of focus. But that's probably the problem I had on my last trip too. I just didn't check all my equipment right. So, live and learn. It's, I don't know, about 9:45. I'm going to sit out here by the fire for a little bit longer and probably 15-20 minutes go and watch a movie. So, figured out my focus problem. I figured I'd let you know.
Well, good morning. It's my camp.
Walked around last night, found some brass. That little pocket filled up. So what's left of my fire. Camp. Got a woodpecker up one of these trees around here. I got my trail cam strapped to a tree back here. Hard to say if I got anything. I won't know till I look. Pull the memory card out, put it in my laptop. Come on, Sonia. That's it on the tree there. Well, that's kind of a variation I made of a water jug for wash my hands and stuff. I was watching that Survival Russia guy, and he made one, but he made the spout a little different to use the cone-shaped tube coming off like a caulking gun. And he kind of put some sandpaper around it, beveled the hole through the lid, and put a bolt through it and stuff, so when you push up on it, the water comes down and then it drops down and makes a really good seal. I didn't have one of those cones, so I tried using some flat washers. They're kind of not as soft as I was hoping. They're the only rubber ones I could find at the hardware store were for toilet tank bolts. So it leaks a bit, so I'm gonna have to redo that, take the thing out, put a bead of silicone around those washers, and hopefully that's a little softer and make a little better seal, and maybe try to find some heavier bolts on there. Kind of get a little closer look here of it, but that's basically the setup. And if you want to see how to make one, tune into Survival Russia's channel. He's got all kinds of neat tricks. Lives out in Siberia, and he's homesteading, so he's got to work with what he has. Well, I'm standing on the old road that used to go down towards the bottom. You see it's pretty well overgrown. Came down a little trail right there. And the road continues on, or what's left of it anyway. Nice back in here. But this is kind of what you see anywhere you go around here. So there are a few little deer tracks and some deer droppings on this little game trail here. Look, I'm going to have to brush the dog off. She's got all kinds of little green stickers on her. I wonder what's living in there. Some kind of little rodent hole, taking advantage of an old stump. Looks more like a burrow. They say, a lot of firewood around here, camp wood, but if I were staying a few days, I'd take advantage of it, but as it is, I'm only down here for the night and leaving early in the morning. I figured I'd give you an idea of what it looks like back in here. Pretty nice, actually. I do a little more deer scouting back in this way, but I'm not sure if they're gonna close the road that leads in here. And it's too long of a hike, and I don't have a four-wheeler or a snowmobile. So once the snow flies, they shut the gate. The only ones you can get back here is either four-wheeler or snowmobile or a sled, whichever we want to call them. So I'll shut this off, get back to camp. Well, I'm all packed up, ready to head for home. Just got to put my camera away. Brush all these little green things off the dog. So I could hang out for another hour, but it takes me about an hour to get home, and I kind of like to get home around 11:30. Who knows what I might see on the way down the hill. I might stop somewhere, but for the most part, I'm just going to head home. I'll probably come back out here during the week, maybe next week or something, just do some day trips, come out for a few hours. I got to start scouting deer, and I got to start looking at some options in case they gate the road that leads in this way. So there's some turnouts on the paved highway coming up the hill, but it's kind of a steep climb getting up into the woods where the deer are, so I gotta start carrying that backpack and getting legged up. So otherwise the climb might kill me. But it's been a pretty nice night out. Lots of stars, clear skies, mild weather. Getting kind of hot now though. Get out here. Yeah, she's just covered with all them little green seed pod things. They're pretty sticky, so I gotta brush her off before I get heading home. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.